So now we are going to build on our blink circuit. So I haven't changed that at all, but notice I have actually pulled out the USB cable because it's a good idea to pull out the USB cable and or the power supply, any kind of external power supply that's plugged into the Arduino when we are building on the breadboard. And so what I'm going to add is a potentiometer, which is this sensor right here that allows us to get a changing reading according to the position that it's in. So in other words, it's a knob. And note it has these 3 pins right here that we can use to plug it into the breadboard. Yours may look different. Some kits have a small blue potentiometer, but they will always have 3 pins and most of them can be plugged into a breadboard. And so I'm actually just going to plug this in and I get a nice click. So you want to make sure, if you have a look, you can see that it's flush there with the breadboard itself. The pins aren't exposed. They're actually all inside of the holes like that. And again, I could have done this anywhere else on the breadboard. I could do it over here as well, as long as we follow the rules of electrical flow. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take one of these pins and I'm putting that pin in the same row. So if you have a look like that, you can see that it's actually in the same row as the leftmost pin of that potentiometer. And then I'm going to plug that into the positive rail of the breadboard. And then I am going to take a black wire for ground, and I am going to go to the row which is connected to the outermost pin of that potentiometer, like so. And I'm going to plug that black wire into the negative strip of the breadboard. And then I'm going to get another yellow wire and I'm going to plug this into the row that is connected to the middle pin, like so. And then I'm going to connect this yellow wire to A0 on the Arduino. So we're going from that middle pin to A0. And again, nothing's happening. If I plug this USB cable into the Arduino, we are just going to see this LED blink as it was before, and nothing is actually going to happen when I twist this potentiometer. However, if I upload the analog input code and I go through this in the associated software video for this assignment, I upload this, and now what happens is when I turn this potentiometer, the speed of the light changes. So now I'm able to control the rate of blinking. And I go through the code associated with doing this. And it's worth mentioning here that this potentiometer, this circuit I just made, could be used for far more interesting sensors, soil moisture sensors, pressure sensors, positional sensors. Many different kinds of sensors will have this sort of 3-wire interface like so. So we could be using the same circuit for something which was sensing a much different kind of energy in the world, and also we could be using something instead of this tiny blinking LED. It could be an enormous light, it could be a motor, it could be any number of actuators. It could be something which was making sound, a solenoid which was tapping on something, for example. So though this is a very basic circuit, actually the circuit itself would not need to change much were we to do perhaps much more interesting things with it.